Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Who could have possibly seen this one coming, huh? Simply impossible to predict. Obviously being a little bit facetious here, a little bit sarcastic, this was probably the easiest prediction of last year. It goes right back to that beautiful motto, that beautiful saying, get woke, go broke. Or I guess the way Donald Trump likes to say it.
Everything woke turns to shit, okay?
Wokeness is simply an unsustainable practice, and it's especially an unsustainable business practice. You know, it's funny because wokeness is marketed as this like kind of la-di-da, kumbaya ideology of love and peace and unity and tolerance, but really it's an ideology of grievance and misery, jealousy, all negative traits masked under this positive rainbow-like facade. I was using the whole rainbow thing as like, you know, lollipops, puppies, and rainbows kind of imagery, you know, literal rainbow. In this case, I guess, oppression Olympics, grievance ideology. That's what it is. And who would have thought that that doesn't work in the world of business and especially in the world of marketing? Who would have thought that this would be a headline? Megan Rapinoe is no longer the face of Victoria's Secret. In fact, Victoria's Secret seems to have done a 180 recently, completely abandoning their newly founded woke image. Because surprise to absolutely no one with two working brain cells, apparently people aren't so interested in a woke lingerie/modeling organization. No way. I simply can't believe it. Let's get into this story, friends. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, friends, so let's first start off with the context. Here's an article from the 17th of June, 2021. Thongs ain't what they used to be. It's unashamedly raunchy lingerie shows were global sensations. Now Victoria's Secret has axed its, quote, really harmful past for a very PC rebrand, and Linda Kelsey feels strangely nostalgic. So the angels of Victoria's Secrets, wobbling precariously on their killer stilettos for some years, have finally fallen. They will be replaced, according to a company announcement this week, with a, quote, culturally relevant group of 7 women who will form the VS collection. And of course, what did they mean by reimagining Victoria's Secret? Well, they wanted to change their image. Victoria's Secret swaps angels for, quote, what women want. Will they buy it? The embattled lingerie giant is attempting the most extreme brand turnaround in recent memory, an effort to redefine not just itself, but also the very idea of what sexy is. And so what did they do? Well, they got rid of the Victoria's Secret angels and replaced them. With who exactly? In their place are 7 women famous for their achievements and not their proportions. They include Megan Rapinoe, the 35-year-old pink-haired soccer star and gender equity campaigner. I'm gonna end right there. So yeah, that was the strategy. Get rid of professional models pushing the boundaries of, you know, what a human being can look like and present themselves to the world as, and replace those models with Megan Rapinoe and her ragtag crew of hardcore feminists. Because apparently that's what women want. I have a woman sitting in front of me and I asked her, is that what you want? What would you rather? Victoria's Secret angels or Megan Rapinoe? Well, you pretty much know what the answer was, right? Certainly not Megan Rapinoe. Well, that rebranding was 2 years ago, and boy, was it a dismal failure. Here's the updated headline today. Victoria's Secret ditches prioritizing wokeness over sexiness after sales drops. Lingerie chain Victoria's Secret is reportedly ditching its woke, feminist makeover of recent years as it hasn't translated to business success. Since the brand decided to move away from its hypersexualized image, as businessoffashion.com described it in a recent article, Victoria's Secret has seen a significant revenue drop. Yeah, I wonder why. It's a freaking lingerie brand. The whole point of the company is to promote a sexy brand. That's literally the entire point. But of course, the wokies have somehow convinced the marketing executives of the world that that's somehow toxic and wrong. How exactly? You know, I don't really understand it. And really, the hypocrisy drives me crazy because the whole Victoria's Secret brand was done so well, you know, it's classy, elegant. Brand was sexy, but it wasn't low class. It was adult themed, but it was done properly. There was nothing ever wrong with it. But for some reason, it was perceived as a problem within feminist circles, you know, the same people who defend individuals like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, Amber Rose, the same people who are at the, quote, slut marches or the slut walks in big cities like New York and Los Angeles. Complete, utter hypocrisy. Apparently that kind of horrible, raunchy behavior and objectification of women is A-okay. In fact, that's empowerment. But being a beautiful model and working for Victoria's Secret, that's exploitation. It's insane. It makes absolutely no sense. It never made any sense. And the fact that Victoria's Secret actually fell for it is honestly kind of funny in a way. It just goes to show how much of a bubble places like New York City really are. You know, the loud minority that somehow convinced these corporations that they represent the popular view, only to realize that probably less than 10% of the Western population has actually been infected by the woke mind virus. The rest of us continue to live on planet Earth. They fell for it, and boy, what a disaster it's been for their bottom line. According to the numbers, the lingerie brand's projected revenue for 2023 is $6.2 billion, which is 5% lower than it was last year, and even lower than 2020, when the brand's revenue was $7.5 billion. So after all the inflation, after all the money injected into the economy, they're down $1.3 billion in projected revenue 3 years later, after going woke.
Everything woke turns to shit, okay?
I don't feel bad. They deserve it. This is what should happen when you give in to grievance ideology, because that's what it is. It's a toxic woke mind virus. You know, let's go back to the point that I was kind of alluding to in the intro. Woke ideology isn't a positive, progressive worldview. It's a toxic, jealous, grievance, miserable worldview. You know, these campaigns were marketed as undoing harm. But what it really is, in my view, is jealousy. People who feel inferior, who feel negative about themselves because they see these beautiful Victoria's Secret agents. People who have grievances, people who feel negative and jealous because maybe they can't achieve the same beautiful image as a Victoria's Secret's model. And so what's their response? They want to tear the whole thing down. They want the whole world to start revolving around them and their worldview and their feelings. I can't think of anything more toxic, miserable, but also so entitled. You know, it's this the world revolves around me kind of mentality that millennials seem to have, where if something makes me feel bad, if something makes me feel inferior or insecure, then it must be wrong, it must be bad, and it should probably be destroyed. That type of thought process and ideology to me feels absolutely sinful. You know, it's the same kind of grievance ideology that we see from the left when it comes to their views on rich people. You know, I see someone like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, even Mark Zuckerberg, for Pete's sakes, even George Soros. Let's say any multi-billionaire. I see these people, and let's not talk politics here. I'm just talking about these extremely wealthy people. I look at them and the success that they've achieved in their lives, and I don't feel jealous. I don't want to tear them down and tax their entire net worth. I don't want to take from them. I view it as inspiring. When someone around me succeeds, I congratulate them. I feel proud for them. I feel inclined to show respect towards them and their achievements and their hard work, and I want to surround myself with those exact type of people because I know that it's probably going to rub some positive off on me. But the leftist ideology is that of jealousy and negativity. They have something I don't. That's fundamentally wrong. They want to tear that person down rather than celebrate that person. I have an issue with that type of reaction. I have an issue with that type of thought process. And actually, funnily enough, speaking of Megan Rapinoe, we're coming full circle here. It's the exact same type of jealous ideology that her entire career is built on. Grievance, entitlement, the world revolves around me ideology. Men are getting paid more than me, completely omitting the facts of revenue share and dollars generated, pushing forward like a damn sociopath, pretending to be a victim, wanting to tear it all down for one's own gain, regardless of what's true and regardless of what's right. There is nothing wrong with wanting to promote the most unachievable, idealistic vision of what a human being can be. There's nothing wrong with it. Whether it's men or whether it's women, there's nothing toxic about it. And if you view it as toxic, if it makes you feel bad, if it makes you feel jealous, that's a you problem, not a world problem. Anyways, I don't really have much more to say on the topic other than get woke, go broke. Victoria's Secret got infected by the woke mind virus, and pretty much it ended exactly the way you might have expected. The Victoria's Secret Megan Rapinoe arc is finally over. Frankly, it lasted a whole lot longer than I think a lot of us initially predicted. What an absolute farce. That's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.